There's a quiet moment in every human life when you pause and realize that what used to make sense no longer fits. The things that once felt certain begin to dissolve. The plans, the expectations, the identities you built so carefully, they start to tremble. You look around and whisper to yourself, "I don't know where I am anymore." That whisper isn't weakness, it's awakening. It's the moment your old self becomes too small to contain the truth of who you're becoming. Wayne Dyer once said, "You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience." You've probably heard that line before, maybe even quoted it, but now it begins to feel different. It's not just a thought anymore. It's an invitation to remember. Because if you are, in fact, a spiritual being, then feeling lost is not a mistake. It's a symptom of realignment. The soul doesn't get lost. It redirects. And sometimes it has to let the map burn before you learn how to navigate from within. Greg Braden calls this invisible intelligence the divine matrix, an ocean of consciousness connecting every molecule, every intention, every heartbeat. This field doesn't respond to words or wishes. It responds to emotion, to frequency, to the electromagnetic truth of what you are broadcasting every moment. When your vibration changes, your reality must rearrange. That rearrangement can feel like disconnection, but in truth, it's coherence being restored. Imagine your inner life as a GPS of the soul. You take a turn you didn't plan, and the voice gently says, "Recalculating." It doesn't scold you, it doesn't panic. It simply guides you back, adjusting routes that only it can see. Every delay, every detour, every closed door is not a punishment, it's a recalibration. The deepest pain of disconnection often comes from believing you've been abandoned by something larger, by God, by the universe, by purpose. But what if you were never abandoned at all? What if you were being called inward, away from noise, into silence, so that your frequency could catch up with your truth? Meaning isn't something you chase, it's something that emerges when you stop running. When you stand still long enough for life to breathe through you, the patterns begin to reveal themselves. You notice the timing, the synchronicities, the invisible hand that's been guiding you all along. You realize nothing is random, not even this very moment. You didn't find this message. It found you. There's a fatigue deeper than any physical tiredness, the exhaustion of pretending to be fine, the exhaustion of trying to think your way out of emotional pain. You tell yourself you're over it, that you've moved on, yet your body remembers what your mind wants to forget. That is the emotional root of disconnection, when the mind is sprinting ahead and the soul is still whispering, "Wait for me." In the language of neuroscience, chronic stress traps the body in survival mode. When you live under the constant hum of uncertainty, trying to fix, control, and predict everything, your brain floods your system with cortisol. It's the chemistry of vigilance. Your body stops feeling safe. And when the body doesn't feel safe, intuition goes silent. The door to higher guidance begins to close. This is why you can study spirituality, read the books, say the affirmations, and still feel numb. Because alignment isn't intellectual, it's biochemical. Your body must learn what your mind already believes. Until then, the two will move at different speeds, one trying to heal, the other still bracing for impact. You might also know the quiet ache of performing spirituality, saying the right words while secretly feeling disconnected. It's not hypocrisy, it's defense. The ego learns to protect through knowledge when it's afraid to feel. But healing doesn't come from trying harder. Healing begins when you stop running from what hurts. So take a moment now, drop into your breath. Feel the weight of your body on the ground. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. This is presence, not an idea, but a sensation. In this space, your nervous system starts to remember safety. The rhythm of the heart begins to whisper coherence back into the mind. When you slow down, you'll notice something profound. You were never off the path. You were just walking too fast to see it. Every moment of stillness is not a delay. It's a reunion. You can't reconnect with life while running from it. The invitation is always the same. Stop, breathe, and listen. There's a subtle order beneath everything. You miss a train, and it feels like inconvenience. You take a detour, and it feels like disruption. But months later, you look back and realize that the very delay you cursed was the reason something beautiful unfolded. We call these moments coincidence. The soul calls them confirmation. Wayne Dyer often reminded us that there are no accidents in a universe governed by consciousness. And Greg Braden explains that the divine matrix, the field of information that links all things, responds to emotional coherence. Every thought you hold emits a signal. Every emotion tunes that signal into the field. The more coherent your emotional vibration, the clearer your life reflects it back. This is not fantasy, it's physics. Quantum studies show that observation changes the behavior of particles. Your awareness literally reshapes reality. Synchronicity, then, is not magic. It's communication. It's how the universe mirrors your internal state through external events. Perhaps that heartbreak, that lost job, that unexpected move was never random. Each was a coded message guiding you back toward resonance. The mind seeks logic, but the soul speaks through rhythm, through pattern, through alignment. Try this. Recall a moment that once felt like a mistake. Trace it forward. What did it open? Who did it lead you to? What strength or wisdom emerged from that pain? Every apparent wrong turn becomes sacred when viewed from higher altitude. Life is a tapestry. The threads only make sense when you step back. The field is always whispering, "Look again." What feels like coincidence is your consciousness remembering its own design. Once you realize this, your entire perception shifts. You stop feeling like life is happening to you and begin to sense that it's happening through you. Time feels linear because the brain processes it that way. But consciousness doesn't move in straight lines. It expands in spirals, revisiting lessons, deepening understanding, integrating wisdom. What you call waiting is often the soul completing a circle. The human mind equates delay with denial. The heart knows better. The field is never late, it's precise. The nervous system may crave immediate answers, but creation honors alignment over urgency. The gap between desire and manifestation isn't punishment, it's preparation. Wayne Dyer used to say that infinite patience produces immediate results. He meant that patience isn't just time, it's frequency. When you trust deeply, your energy stabilizes. That stability allows the field to mirror your desire without interference. Impatience, by contrast, is resistance disguised as action. Neuropsychology confirms that when uncertainty triggers the brain's alarm system, we lose the capacity for creative insight. The prefrontal cortex, overwhelmed by anxiety, starts to loop in fear. But when you breathe and regulate, oxytocin and serotonin rise, and your perception widens again. You start to see divine order where you once saw obstacles. Think of the seed underground. In darkness, unseen, it's already expanding, already preparing for sunlight. If you tried to dig it up to check its progress, you'd kill it. You can't rush organic growth. Life blooms at the speed of readiness. Divine timing means that what is meant for you cannot miss you, but you must become the version of yourself that can hold it. The universe never withholds love. It protects alignment. Every "not yet" is the field's way of saying soon, but not before you can receive it with peace. So when things move slower than you want, remember, you are not waiting for life. Life is waiting for you to trust. There is a silence that feels almost unbearable. You pray, you visualize, you hope, and nothing moves. It's as if the universe turned away. But silence is not absence. Silence is sacred recalibration. In the same way music needs rests to make melody, creation needs emptiness to create harmony. When nothing happens, everything is happening beneath the surface. Energy is organizing. The field is rearranging your external world to match the vibration you've cultivated internally. You just can't see it yet. From a neurological perspective, this stillness is when your subconscious rewires itself. The old emotional pathways begin to collapse and new ones form. This process feels uncomfortable. It's the body detoxing from its addiction to familiar emotions like worry or guilt. You're not regressing, you're recalibrating. During these quiet seasons, you might feel doubt creeping in. You may question whether your prayers matter, whether you're being tested or ignored. But the silence is not the test, it's the classroom. It's where you learn to hear the frequency beneath sound. Faith is not the act of believing in something when it's easy. Faith is coherence in the absence of evidence. It's choosing to breathe as if the miracle has already occurred. It's allowing your body to live in the feeling of completion before the mind can prove it. Invisible progress is real progress. When nothing moves on the outside, it often means everything is moving on the inside. So instead of filling the silence with noise, fill it with presence. Sit with it. Breathe with it. Feel how the quiet hum beneath everything is not emptiness, it's potential. The space between what you desire and what you see is not punishment. It's gestation. The seed of your prayer is sprouting roots. Let the silence be holy. Reconnection begins not in thought, but in sensation. The moment you come back to your breath, you come back to your source. You don't find alignment, you remember it. The soul never disconnects. It only gets drowned out by the volume of the mind. The first step is cleansing your inner field. Let go of the mental clutter, the comparisons, the self-judgment, the constant search for meaning. These thoughts create static in your electromagnetic signal. When you release them, the frequency of clarity returns. Greg Braden's studies on heart-brain coherence show that when your heartbeat becomes smooth and rhythmic, the brain begins to synchronize with it. The result is measurable harmony between emotion and cognition. This isn't magic, it's physiology. Gratitude, compassion, and love regulate your entire system, not just spiritually, but biologically. So close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart. Inhale slowly for 5 seconds. Exhale gently for 5 seconds. Repeat until you feel a soft warmth expanding through your chest. That is coherence. Within moments, your hormones shift, your muscles relax, and your awareness expands. Now, from this place of inner balance, begin to rewrite your story. The phrase, "I am lost," becomes, "I am being realigned." The belief, "I'm behind," becomes, "I'm being prepared." This is how you reprogram the subconscious, not through force, but through repetition and feeling. As you sustain this frequency, life begins to respond. People show up who match your new vibration. Opportunities appear that feel effortless. It's not coincidence, it's coherence. When you change your internal rhythm, reality rearranges to dance with you. Purpose is not something you chase outside yourself. Purpose is what remains when everything false falls away. It's the steady hum beneath all the noise, the compass inside your chest that always points home. You don't need to create purpose. You need to clear what's blocking you from feeling it. If you're still here, it's not coincidence. You were drawn by resonance, by the frequency of something inside these words that matched something inside you. Life doesn't send random messages. The field arranges everything through precision, through coherence, through timing. You were meant to be reminded today. Wayne Dyer said, "When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change." This is not metaphor, it's measurable truth. Perception alters vibration, and vibration alters reality. Neville Goddard taught that every assumption you hold becomes a creative act. What you assume about yourself becomes the frequency the universe mirrors back. So when you assume you are lost, life keeps proving you right. But when you assume you are guided, everything around you begins to align to that knowing. That's the quiet power of faith, not in words, but in vibration. Maybe your detours were directions. Maybe your delays were protection. Maybe every silence was sacred timing waiting for your heart to be ready. The universe isn't a maze you must escape. It's a mirror reflecting your current frequency. Every experience, even the painful ones, are invitations to see yourself clearly. Now, breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Feel the air move through you, the same breath that moves through the trees, through the ocean, through every living thing. That breath is the proof of connection. It's the field breathing you. You were never disconnected. You were never behind. You were never forgotten. Everything that happened was part of your preparation, a choreography of grace unfolding in perfect order. So trust your timing, trust your pauses, trust your path. Nothing in your story has been random. You were guided here, not to find something new, but to remember what cannot be lost. Your belonging, your worth, your light. You are not lost. You are remembering. You are not waiting for the universe to answer. The universe has been answering through every step, every silence, every heartbeat. And now, as you reach the end of this message, feel it, the quiet recognition in your body that this was never about learning something new. It was about remembering something ancient. You are the field, and the field is you. Nothing is random, nothing was wasted. And everything, even this breath, is part of your becoming.